Hey guys, hopefully you like my nice new t-shirt here by AK Interactive. As you can see, you got their logo on the front, you got the logo on the side as well, got a AK-47 on the left arm, really cool t-shirt. So thank you for AK Interactive for sending me this t-shirt. But I mean, if there's any other manufacturers out there, online hobby stores, even local hobby shops, send me your t-shirts and I'll wear them in the show, as a nice bit of free advertisement for you guys. Because really, if it wasn't for people like AK Interactive sending me these clothes, sadly I wouldn't have any clothes to wear, and well, Genesis models would end up being sadly like this. Well, for this next bit we need to get out some Amazon Black, maybe get some scratching, chipping effects as well. Damn, I've dropped it. Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bob Waldron and this is the 5th of February 2016 Genesis Model Show. Now, coming up later on the show, we're going to be announcing January's competition winners as well as announcing what's going to be February's competition. Stay tuned for them. Bit of news that's been sort of going on the forum. We have had, we've got the sci-fi group build. That's in full swing now. Loads of you going on, getting involved with that, and it is turning to be quite an interesting group build because it being sci-fi. It just covers so many aspects of modeling. There's so many different ways and areas that you can sort of go into that just really sort of makes it quite an interesting group build. We've also had quite a few SIGs starting up now. Just to sort of explain this, group build is sort of like, Genesis Models as a group. We've all picked the sci-fi group build. We've got prizes, we've got trophies, we've got the Top Gun trophy and all these things, and everybody gets like dog tags and everything. That's sort of like a sponsored Genesis Models group build. Now, SIGs are specialised interest groups, and this is where sort of like it is sort of run by the members of the forum, and it's normally like smaller groups. There's no prizes unless members want to actually go off and sort out their own prizes or whatever, but that's up to the members. But yeah, it's sort of a way of, some people might not like the current group build, so they can go off and sort of start up a SIG, get a couple of you together and just start building stuff, which at the moment we've had Nigel's special interest group startup, which is quite an interesting one because he has sort of got the best of the best, shall we say, of modelers here at Genesis Models to sort of go out of their comfort zone and build something a little different. So that's an interesting one to watch. We've also had a tracked SIG startup as well. So, if you want to build something that's got tracks, which could be absolutely anything as long as it's got tracks, you can go off and build it. You can join in with that if you want to go off and join in with that, or just go simply and look at all the fantastic work that's going on in there. Now, talking about SIGs and group builds and everything, I have finally received the trophies for the aircraft carrier based aircraft group build, and all the dog tags and everything. They've all been boxed up, shipped out and everything, so hopefully you'll start receiving your dog tags and trophies and model kits and all those who won and everything. So hopefully you'll be getting all of that. This week in hobby as well, I've been working on, as you already know, the X47B. This build is actually turning out to be a bit of a pig, really. It's turning out to be very much a dog awful sort of kit to put together. really the main problem I'm sort of seeing with this kit is when we bring the wing section together with the fuselage half, it is just an absolute horrifyingly dog awful fit. So it really is gonna probably be a good one to watch when I get around to putting the wings on, because it's really going to be just really sort of trying to get it to fit right, filling it, sanding it, scribing the hell out of it and everything. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to want to watch. So there's an episode up of this week. I'm just going to show you a little clip of what's sort of to come as well, just to show you how this is sort of coming along. Right then, we want to now look at whacking some filler on here. Now, there's loads of other fillers we can use, but for this one I want to try something a little bit new. And if you remember, I've just changed my Tamiya Extra Thin cement. I've got out a new pot to do all my gluing because it's a nice full pot, but I've still got this pot left over which has got like maybe a quarter of Tamiya Extra Thin cement in the bottle, but you know, it's not sort of soaking up on the paintbrush as much as I'd like, and it's getting a bit frustrating. And we can pour that back into the new pot once this new pot has sort of gone down a bit. But what you could do, you could make your own filler out of this if you wish. Now, to do this, what you need to do is, you know, just get some scrap sprue, leftover sprue that is been left over from any of these sprues that we've got here from doing any of your models, and we can just simply start just cutting it up into lots of little pieces. So maybe cut off a bit first, right? And we just start to just sort of cut into this. Maybe wear some eye protection because they can shoot off a bit, or maybe shoot them into a kitchen paper towel. Right, but you just want to just cut off like a mil or two, right, of this basically styrene plastic. Right, so you end up with, you know, basically all these little pieces of plastic just here, and all you got to do is you simply throw all this into your pot of Tamiya Extra Thin cement, just like so, nice and easy. You want to get a fair bit in here, right? And you want it to, you need to sort of leave it, you know, a nice couple of hours. Right, and what will happen is, although those are like big chunks of, you know, styrene plastic, you know, give it a couple of hours and it will just go into mush like the one I made earlier. Just here now, as you can see, I've used green styrene plastic for this. We just open this up. You'll see we've got all this sort of really sort of gunky, gooey, snotty like stuff. And what this is basically melted down styrene plastic, and I've already put one coat on here, but we can always come in now and whack another coat on top, and we can just so easily just paint this on right where we want it and use this as our filler. Right, and the cool thing about this is, you know, it's been sort of, so that's the X47B. We've got an episode of that up this week. Next week, you know, again we're going to be, you know, cracking on with the X47, and hopefully I'm going to be through most of the build side of things next week. So I'm looking forward to cracking on with that. Next part of the show, I want to sort of show you a product review of a really interesting book. So here it is. Hello there, welcome to Genessis-Models. My name is Bob Walden, and in this video we're going to be having a product review of AK Interactive's The Eagle Has Landed. Now, this book here, all the work in here, well, most of it in here, is by a Spanish modeler called El Toro Ascur. Now, hopefully I've pronounced that right. Sorry if I haven't, but yeah, I think it's El Toro Ascur. A really good Spanish model, a fantastic Spanish modeler, actually, and he does absolutely fantastic diorama work. Now, with this book, it's a little bit different from like magazines or other books. It is it's very picture orientated with shall we say lots of little captions. It's not like a massive amount of reading. It really illustrates this in a sort of a gallery picture type way, and although well, let's just sort of like jump into this book. As you can see, the front cover is looking really well presented, and here is our El Toro. He's also dressed up in World War II there, but that's him. There is a little bit of a write-up of about him, and just going into the other people who have helped out a bit here and there with the work of this book. This is where he does all of his modelling, and you know, straight away we're straight in here with our first diorama piece. Now, there is tons of diorama pieces, and each diorama piece that is shown in this book is illustrated in a way where, you know, we have this fantastic photography of the work itself, and then we have this like nice simple sort of little tiny little paragraphs going through each and every step, and each step has its own really good quality picture to go with it, of basically showing you how the El Toro has actually gone off and done all of the work he does, which really does go into massive amounts of detail, and it really does cover absolutely massive areas of doing dioramas, from literally building buildings from complete scratch. I mean, we've got a whole bridge here being built from complete scratch using all sorts of techniques and different materials, you know, your plaster card, your cork screw wood type stuff, and plaster and all sorts of techniques of how to build it, going into how to sort of paint it, all sorts of weathering, water techniques, you know, and it's not just all about dioramas. You know, it does go into, you know, showing you great techniques with armor, with aircrafts, with figures, and all sorts of areas of modeling. Although it does focus mainly on the diorama side of things, we do get into, you know, as I say, armor and aircrafts as well, using all sorts of paints, techniques and weathering techniques, you know, all the good stuff. And as you can see, it really does, you know, it's not like a massive read, this book. It's not something, as I say, it's more of a gallery with nice little explanations, clear explanations of what's going on and how we're getting from, you know, this plain sort of cart here, and going through a bit quickly through the painting and getting that weathered up to look as realistic as it does, which is really cool. We've even got a bit here on literally he's built a complete building from scratch and literally made it look all rubbled up and you know, war-torn building, and all the weathering that goes with it. And it is nice to also have all these pictures, really good clear quality pictures showing in detail the absolutely fantastic work here by El Toro. As you can see, loads of lovely fantastic pictures going on, you know, so it is nice. It does go through a load of techniques on that particular diorama, showing you how it's done nice and clearly, and you know, you've got the whole gallery side thing. You then even have like a bit of a research area where it kind of shows you, you know, what research was used for this actual diorama, you know, and that's just one diorama piece. That is just one part of the book, and hopefully you can see just by, you know, what we've just quickly looked through there, that was one chapter, one diorama, and there is absolutely a massive amount of dioramas going on with this, you know, but all the dioramas that you've got going on here, you know, have that same sort of format of showing you, you know, so clearly how to do these different techniques. And really, it is just really fantastic just to look at the level of work of this artist in Spain. Now, this book, actually, considering, you know, it is massive, it is good quality, a good quality book here. Now, on the AK Interactive website, I have seen it up there for something like 39 euros 95 or 99. So not sure what that is in UK, but you know, basically 40 euros there. And I have seen it in the UK. I think it was on E-Models. I saw it for about, as of was it February 2016 now, for around about £22, which is extremely cheap, reduced from like £25. So for the scale of this book, the amount you get with it for that price, you know, you're talking a really fantastic price there. So, you know, if you really want to start doing some diorama work, which, to be totally honest with you, diorama work isn't something I've done really hardly anything of here at Genessis-Models. It is an area I do want to sort of tackle, you know, and this is a great book for beginners, advanced, to, you know, get in here and sort of look at, you know, a mass amount of techniques with clear pictures, and just, I don't know about you, but I also just like to look at the pictures. You know, I know I'm 33, but still I like to look at the pictures. You know, it's what inspires us to go out there and do some modeling. So definitely a big thumbs up for AK Interactives. The Eagle has landed by El Toro. So until next time, my name is Bob Waldron, this is Genessis-Models, and I hope you've enjoyed this inbox review. Product review. So there is The Eagle is Landed. Really cool book. I haven't even read through it all yet. It is, you know, so kind of full of content. So next up in the show, we're going to be looking at January's competition winner. Now, as always, running down the thread, using random number generation program, I came to MLA. So congratulations to you, MLA. You are January's 2016 competition winner, which, if you remember, you was going to receive a US Modern Aircraft Set 1, which has got a load of AK Interactive acrylic paints in there, 8 altogether of modern aircraft colours, as well as we've got, what is this, about 5 of their new extreme metal, sort of like metallizer paints, but sort of enamel based. So I'll be giving you an email, getting your man address, and shipping these off to you free of charge. Now, coming up next in the show, we're going to be taking a look at all your fantastic work that is in progress right now. So to start off our work in progress here on the forum, we have Nigel56 with his Lynx 148 scale by Airfix. As you can see, lovely cockpit detail there with all the photo etch and everything. There is a nasty fit issue with this kit, and as you can see, massive gap going on there. But Nigel does, you know, remedy this problem by putting a nice big sheet of styrene plastic in there, rather than using something like putties or fillers, which will probably shrink over time anyway for a gap that big. We also have our Tex with his J10-8 by Trumpeter 148 scale. As you can see, he's working on those air intakes there and getting them all nice and seamless and nice and shiny by the looks of it. So great work there, using you know, the clamps where necessary to get things to join up nicely. We have Skids F5B as well by Kinetic 148 scale. We saw that in the last show, and as you can see now, he's got the decals down there and the weathering's looking really good. Chopper Nutter is doing some really good scratch building here with his Scratch and Bash. I'm not sure what scale it is, but it really is just like an upside down helicopter bike thing going on there. Not quite sure what the scene is for that, but a lot of really cool scratch building there. We have VDBO 76 Lunar Diver Stingray by Hazagoing
1/35 scale, and you could see by the cockpit detail here that he's really using some good painting, chipping, washes, probably filters, and all sorts of cool stuff to make that cockpit look so alive. Next we have Falafelot, who is building a CL4P TP claptrap. Now this is a full-on scratch built. There is no kit involved here. This is all just like styrene plastic and all sorts of bits and bobs you can find to build this sort of, like, it looks like a drone from what I could see. It's from a game, I think it was, but a lot of this work that he does as well, he sort of puts it on computer, makes a 2D image, then sort of gives it a bit of depth, sort of almost 3D like, and he basically gets it machined out and all cut to a certain size, and that's how he sort of makes all these bits of scratch building here and there, and using, as I say, you've only got to look at the pictures and you can see this is all handmade scratch built.
So there is all your work in progress for the past 2 weeks. So next up we're going to be taking a look at what's going to be February 2016's competition, which for this month I've decided to go for a bit of a big kit here, which is an Airfix 1/48 scale Westland Merlin HC3. This is a kit I would love to actually build, so I was kind of a bit gutted to sort of give it away as a competition prize, but there you go. February 2016's competition. Again, go to the forum, and under the competition section you'll see February 2016 competition, and all you got to do is make a post in there and you are entered. If you double post, sadly you will be disqualified if you win, basically. So no double posting, so get in there, and I will draw this in March. We'll be drawing the prize winner for that. Now, next part of the show now is, I do believe it is kit release news.
Not much for this show's kit release news, but to start off we have Dragon's Fucker Wolf TA152H1, and that is in 1/48 scale at £31.50. Eddard released a Spitfire Mark 16 bubble top at £16.99 in 1/48 scale. Eddard also releases a Rockin' Rhino, which is the F4J Phantom 2, which I do believe is the Academy 1/48 scale, and there's just like loads of lovely resin and photo extras in there, and that costs £55.70. Airfix release a Fucker E2 1/72 scale at £5.99, and ICM has released the Panzerspauwagen P204F 1/35 scale, and that is at £22.99, which is also supposed to be 100% new mould. So that is it for kit release news for this show.
So that was the kit release news for the past couple of weeks, but sadly we have come to the end of the show, but I will be leaving you with all that fantastic final reveal photo work that you guys have been doing on the forum here at Genessis-Models. Next week I'm going to be working on X47, so there'll be a nice couple of episodes going up next week for the X47, and hopefully we'll be pretty much through the build stage by next week. So yeah, until next time, this is Genessis-Models. My name's Bobby Waldron, and I hope you've enjoyed.